how's it going? It's Anthony from Anth Predicts, and today I have a election video for you, and this is going to be the 2020 election if nothing changes from now until November. Now, what I mean by that is if we're still under some form of quarantine and all this like Black Lives Matter protest stuff still going on, and nothing really big has happened change-wise. Meaning like nothing has gotten done on like police reform or stuff like that, or we haven't really reached like a middle ground. If nothing changes and the situation is the exact same as now, this is how I think the election would go. So I think Joe Biden would obviously win the West Coast. He's going to do that anyway. President Trump, I think, will win Utah, Idaho, and Montana, pretty much the same. In this scenario, if nothing changes, I think New Mexico still ends up being a safe state for Joe Biden, probably. If this is a close election that Trump wins, Trump could definitely make a play in New Mexico. Probably will go Democrat anyway, but still something to keep an eye on. Colorado would probably be likely in this margin, as would Nevada. I think Nevada could go to President Trump this time around. Probably not, but it could. But if things stay the way they are, there's no way it's going to go to President Trump. Arizona, I'm going to put as a toss-up for now. I'm not saying it will be a toss-up. I just want to go back to it. The Dakotas will still go for President Trump. All of Nebraska, except Nebraska's second, will go for President Trump. The second I'm going to come back to. State of Kansas and Oklahoma, I both think will go for President Trump. Texas, even if things stay how they are now, I think Trump still wins Texas by about a lean margin. I really don't think Texas is that close, despite what a lot of polls and Democrats may say. Texas really isn't that close. It's probably like, in this scenario, probably like 3 or 4 points. Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia all go for President Trump. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. Tennessee will go for Trump. Mississippi and Alabama as well. South Carolina will also go for President Trump. Then on the East Coast, we know the states Biden will win anyway. He'll win pretty much all along the East Coast. New Hampshire, we're going to come back to. Maine at large, I think Biden would win in a likely margin. Maine's first would be safe. Maine's second we'd come back to as well. And New York will be safe, and Illinois will be safe. All right, so of these states, I think in this scenario, if nothing changes, Trump's approval ratings sit where they are now, which is about 41% approve, 55% disapprove. I think is what the average is close to now. Virginia would go for Joe Biden in the safe column. It's going to go for Biden anyway, but safe column instead of a likely margin, I think would happen this time. The state of Michigan, I think Michigan would actually go for Biden probably in the likely column. I think it'll be probably closer. Probably it'll be the biggest margin of a Democratic win of the 3 Rust Belt states that flipped last time. And I think Biden could win Michigan by a likely margin. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Minnesota, I think, will still be in the lean margin, though, because everything that's going on, I really don't see that benefiting Democrats in Minnesota out too well. However, I think it will still probably stay in the Democratic column. President Trump, I think, will still hold the state of Georgia in the lean column. I don't really think Georgia would flip in this scenario. I really don't. I could see, honestly, North Carolina flipping if nothing changes. I really could. I could see North Carolina flipping. A lean to likely margin, or lean to tilt margin, probably tilt, I'd say, in this scenario. Arizona, I could definitely see flipping to Joe Biden, probably in the lean margin if nothing changes. And this is a really, really bad scenario for President Trump. If nothing changes, he pretty much is close to doomed. However, I think that things will probably change, but if nothing changes, this is how I think it would go. Maine 2nd District, I think Maine 2nd District would tilt for Joe Biden. New Hampshire would probably go likely for Joe Biden. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, I think, would definitely flip to Joe Biden. I think Trump will win them if his numbers do improve. If he gets back to where he was before all this quarantine stuff happened, I think Trump will win there. If nothing improves, he might lose these 2 states anyway. So that will happen. Biden will get to 305. I think Trump will still win Ohio. I think Ohio is still a Trump state. I think he'll only win it in a lean margin this time. I think he would also win in Iowa. I think he has a pretty strong base in those 2 states. I think Nebraska's second would probably go to Joe Biden, honestly. I've been skeptical to give it to Joe Biden in any election, but if nothing changes in a more urban turnout, I think I'll probably go for Biden. In Florida, being an ultimate toss-up, I honestly still think Trump would end up winning in Florida, though. I think Trump would win Florida because it is his home state now. Ron DeSantis is very popular in the state. Trump is still well popular in the state. Plus, they're one of the first states to kind of say, like, forget all this quarantine, like, rules and stuff. And they kind of opened up early on their own. And I think that definitely could end up helping President Trump, even if things don't change. So if things did not change and the election were held today, I think Joe Biden would end up beating Trump by the same number margin that Trump beat Hillary by back in 2016. The Rust Belt would flip back. North Carolina and Arizona would both flip. However, President Trump would still narrowly hold on to Florida, Texas, Ohio, and Iowa. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.